Hey everybody, Jenny Norris Brown here, live from South Florida. Mary and I are just wanting to share some more about the needles from the VIP series, but they are the Micropmu cartridges, premium cartridges at that. So I just wanted to do an areola for you all and how we're using the acupuncture needle for the areola and a 7 mag for the areola. The reason why I really enjoy using the acupuncture needle is because it has that beveled bullet shaped tip. So when you're dealing with the skin that's had trauma, stretching, radiation, you want that beveled needle tip because it's going to be a lot easier on the skin where it's, even if the skin is tough, the skin is very delicate. I know that sounds like an oxymoron, but it's exactly what you're dealing with when you're dealing with areolas. So I wanted to come on here and just share with you a little bit of how I use this. I've done a little model here, but I do want to tell you I have an upcoming class that's going to be in Wisconsin. It's February 28th through March 2nd. That's going to be a hands-on, and then 3 weeks prior, we are going to be doing things from home, over the phone, email, text messaging. So if you are interested in that class, please go ahead and email me. You can go to the
website.
The website, yeah. I'm like trying to think of what it is. So it's permanentmakeupdesignsacademy.com, and then go under classes, and you'll see that my class is listed there where you can get my email. I do have another class which is going to be in South Florida, which is going to be our second location that we're opening, and it's going to be May 17th, 18th, and 19th. So it will take place over the weekend. So that's very convenient, I feel like, for everybody. So again, those classes are listed on the Permanent Makeup Designs Academy.com, and you just go under classes and you'll see that it's areola art, and scar camouflage. So anyways, let me get started here. I'm going to be using the Zion S, the Micropmu series acupuncture cartridge, and permablend pigments. So, and because we're using practice skin, I'm using a little bit of a darker pigment so that you'll be able to see what I'm doing versus, when I'm doing areolas, I would probably do more of skin tones. So basically I've gone ahead and started out here for you. If you can see, let me flip it around really quick so you can see. So here is the areola with a little bit of light and dark shadowing. That's going to give you the illusion of the areola or the nipple coming up off of the areola. And I love this needle because I'm able to get in there, make little tiny circles, and really fill in that outer edge of where the nipple starts. All right. So as you can see here, then I can start to kind of whip in a little bit of shading technique just to fill that bottom in for the light source.
And like you said, even though the skin is tough, I know being a radiation therapist, that's an area that is extremely affected by radiation when there's that convergence between the skin and the nipple, right? Mm-hmm. Like that's an area you want to be really careful with.
Exactly, because it will honestly rip on you like tissue paper, and that's exactly what it looks like. And from then, you need to put your machine down. So these are all kind of techniques and things that I'll be going over in my class as well. So then also what I use this needle for is not only getting that outer ring and doing a little bit of thickening around there, but I like to get in some of those like details, being very organic with my needle and my machine, and coming around here.
There's a gaming PC down there.
And being able to get those really tiny lines in there, but also being able to be so delicate with the skin. Again, I'm going to be able to do my Montgomery glands everywhere. Any kind of veins, I do the details with those. Again, hitting those Montgomery glands, getting the light source on the right angle. Everything needs to be on the same light source. That's very important when you're trying to make something look realistic.
Yeah, that's a huge part of your class, isn't it? Going
Absolutely.
over.
Absolutely. My background comes from being in art school. I have a BFA from FAU, which is a Bachelor of Fine Arts. So I basically had to pass a portfolio review from other artists and my professors so that I could get that degree. So it's a big part, plus having my tattooing background as well. Perfect. So really quick, I want to show you how the detail is and how you can get those really nice lines, but you're going to be really gentle with the skin here. So I wanted to show you that, and I use this needle for my highlights and my lowlights, because you are going to have some highlights that go through in this area. They're just not really going to show up on this skin because you'll be using a lighter color. So, but I would teach you that in the course as well. So that's really important. But I also want to show you that you can use this same needle. You don't have to keep going back and forth and changing out. You can do an areola with 2 needles. So we just have some fresh water here. You simply have to just go in there, clean your needle out.
While you're cleaning the needle real quick, you can say hi to Kaylee, Penny, Tabitha, and Michelle.
Hi, ladies. Thank you. Thanks for jumping on. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you're learning a little and seeing what we're doing here. So now you can see when you take the needle and it's filled with water, you just press it up against the paper towel that you're using, and it all comes out, and then you have a nice, fresh, clean needle ready to add any highlights in at the end of your procedure. Okay? So I'm going to switch really quick, and I'm going to show you how I also use a 7 mag from the VIP series.
You're welcome, you guys. They're texting you. Thank you for doing this.
Oh, you're so welcome. So I am basically, I love mags. Mags, I think they pack the pigment in. You're going to get great retainment with it. So I use mags all the time.
You like that curved mag too, don't you?
I do, and I like either a 7 mag or a 9 mag. So I use both of those. I use a mag on a brow as well sometimes, you know. So, okay, so.
Good morning, Donna.
Good morning. Thank you. Okay, so making sure my needles aren't out too far. Move this water for you all. Okay, so now obviously the skin is a lot different than the face when you're doing an areola. So you're getting that all in there. See, you can leave your needles in there for a little bit. Let that well fill up with pigment, if you can see in there how it's got that. So you'll have a lot more pigment. And a mag, I want you to think of a mag like a paintbrush. You know, it's got your bristles like this, right? So you've got all these little sections where pigment can sit in there, so you're not having to dip so much. But you can use it to have that ink flow a lot more steadily and put a lot more pigment into the skin, which is really important, especially when you don't want to have a lot of trauma on a skin that you're doing breast cancer patients with. It's already had stretching, tugging, radiation possibly. You know, it's really important that you think of all of those things. So here I'm going to take my ink here, and I'm going to show you how I go right in to where I use that acupuncture needle, and I whip up on it to get that base to have my light source correct. See how that's coming together there? Let me write.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of just whip it in there. And it's going to be a lot easier for you to mix all the tones. I usually use about 4 different tones when I'm doing an areola, different colored pigments. And when you're using this technique, you're going to be able to really mix all the colors so that they flow so much better together. So you can see how that's starting to build up there. around the edges. You see that?
Yeah, actually, we can see it.
Okay, good.
Hi, Rochelle. She just joined us.
Hi.
Donna says she loves the 7 and 9 curved mag.
So you can see, I can even bring my mag, because I can see my needles here. I can see how I can bring that all the way up to that line that I made that acupuncture line with, and fill that even in a little bit. And that's gonna give you the lift, the start of the lift more off of the skin. All right.
Yeah, we can see it in the video. It's
Okay,
really
good.
starting to stand out.
Okay, good. Good, good, good. Okay, so see that? All right. You want to learn more? Got to sign up for my class.
Will you
But really
show
quick-
them the membrane
Yes,
too?
I was just going to do that. So really quick, I want to talk to you because I did say that our Micropmu cartridge, we took a step up and made them a premium cartridge. And the reason why that's so important to say right now is because there's so much protection against your bloodborne pathogens. So you've got a plastic piece here. Let me pull the whole thing out. So I've taken the whole cartridge apart here. You're gonna have this plastic piece for protection. Then you're gonna have a rubber membrane, which is gonna help seal the tube so that nothing is going back up into your machine. If you have any pigment or blood that goes up into your machine, you're gonna have to turn your machine in and have it cleaned. So you better have a backup, but that's why that's so important. And then we also have another plastic piece
And
too.
then that nice plastic plug
on the back
on
end,
the
right?
darker one, yeah, where the
Yeah.
membrane fits into.
See right in there. So we've pulled that apart so you can see how nice these
So
needles
please don't use a needle or a
are.
cartridge without.
Don't use a sponge. Don't make sure it has a rubber membrane. It's so important because you just don't want to be spreading it.
Can you just, before you finish up, Donna wants to know where and when your classes are. Can you just mention those classes one more time?
Absolutely. Sorry. I have my next class is going to be in Wisconsin. It's coming up. It's February 28th through the 2nd. It's going to be 3 days hands-on those days, but prior to that, we're going to do 3 weeks of study. I have a textbook. I send you a kit, a packet. We're going to go over all of that. I'm going to teach you how to do areolas, scar camouflage, and areola art. So that all comes in your kit. And we'll be doing that 3 weeks prior before before the hands-on part of the class. So that is, again, February 22nd through March 2nd. And then my next class is going to be in South Florida and West Palm Beach area. It's going to be in our new location for the academy, and that's going to be May 17th through the 19th of this year. So if you need to take a look at the description or look at our academy, it's going to be Permanent Makeup Designs Academy, and then .com, obviously. And then just scroll down to the courses and the classes. You can see everything that Mary and I have listed for you this year. But those are the 2 classes so far that I have listed, and I'll have more to come as well through the year. Okay? Thank you guys so much for your time. We really appreciate it. If you have any questions about our needles, school, please feel free to PM us or friend us, and we'll get all your questions answered as soon as we can. Thank you. Have a good one.